companies that have ever started in network marketing. The first is our products. You know, Arbonne started as a product. When Petter first brought Arbonne to life, it was as a product. And then he said, you know, what is going to be the best way to get the product into the hands of people? And he chose this distribution method because our product is unique, it requires explanation. And I mean, even more so today because we are #1 globally as the most integrated company between inside and out. I mean, we have the most amazing products. They work, end of story. You know, many companies are entering network marketing because it is a $200 billion industry. $200 billion, and they're bringing products into the space because they want to take advantage of the profession, and they're bringing in Me Too products. Nothing special. And so, we are special. And then we have an incredible compensation plan. You know, many great product-driven companies have had to close their doors because their compensation plan was not sustainable. Our plan has stood the test of time, 38 years. That is amazing! Our plan is unique and it's generous. In many plans, if someone you sponsor promotes before you, they become the direct of the person above you. You can never pick them up again. In Arbonne, we say, just promote to their level and you'll get them back. That's called grace. We have a culture of grace, and it started with our compensation plan. Some plans pay you based on the level that you perform in any given month. There is no performance account. I've never seen another compensation plan have a performance account. Many plans require you to have so many legs, each doing a certain amount. So let's say you're an area manager. You might have to have 3 direct districts, each doing 2,500, and you doing 2,500 to be an area. In Arbonne, you can go to area manager without promoting a district. And that's exactly what Cecilia Stoll did. Cecilia Stoll, our #1 income earner, and let's give her a big round of applause. We love you, Cecilia. And thank you for lending me your jewelry this morning because I forgot to pack mine. But Cecilia realized that you can't sell your way to the top. You can only build your way to the top. How many of you want to become an MVP? You have to build this business. And in order to build this business, you have to find a team of people who also want to find and build loyal PCs and other consultants who want to do the same. So how do you do this? How do you build this and max the compensation plan? Well, when I started this business, it was probably at the dawn of civilization. This was before everything was in the clouds, and you could ask Siri. My sponsor lived in Utah. Long distance was ridiculously expensive, and quite honestly, I wasn't even quite sure who my sponsor was, and that's the God's honest truth. So I did something that really doesn't happen a lot today. I went to the library, and I checked out books, and I read books, and I learned that I had to sell product because this was a distribution for products. So I became a product promoter, and I didn't talk about the opportunity. The opportunity was a secret. I secretly, in my mind, thought that I would wow people with our amazing products, and they would love the information so much they'd want to join me in the business. And it really didn't work that well. I did sponsor a few people, but they were doing exactly what I was doing, which was talking about the product and not the business. And I realized that if I wanted this to be something more than some side hustle money, I was going to need to actually bring the opportunity out of the box and talk to people about it. My biggest regret in this business my #1 regret is I didn't talk to more people sooner about this incredible opportunity that we have. And I don't want you to make that same mistake. And in any compensation plan, I don't care if it's a newer binary plan or a plan like ours, you have to sponsor. And you will always have to sponsor. It's just what we do. And I found that out the hard way. When I finally got it, like I got it, I have to talk to people. Because I really don't like to talk to people. I don't know if anybody else can relate to that. Like when I sit down across from you, I'm terrified. You scare me. So I finally got 3 people to district. And I was in the area, and I thought, I'm done. Because our plan is built on 4. So it was me plus 3 is 4. Nice, steady table. So I stopped working. Because I thought, well, if they just get 3 districts each, then there'll be areas, and I'll be a region, I'll have my car, and I'll be good. So I stopped. And guess what they did? They stopped too. And we stopped being players in the game and we became cheerleaders. And we all know players and coaches win games, not cheerleaders. And so of course I was thinking, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. And I remember sitting in Caesar's Palace Forum at the Cheesecake Factory with my awesome upline and mentor, Dina Wilkinson. And Dina said to me, she looked me in the eye right across the table and she said, Dana, if you don't work, this business doesn't work. What? But I found my 3. And she said, we're at GTC. How many people are here with you? And I said, 1, just 1. And she said, point proven. You need to get back to work. I was pregnant with my 2nd child, the one who recommended we all pop a fizz. And so that was 18 years ago. She's a consultant in the audience today. And so I realized that if I wanted to build this business, I was going to have to get back to it. I was going to have to sponsor, and I was going to actually have to help the people I sponsored. Not just become districts, but help them find their first business partners. Help them sponsor and build to become executive district managers, and then with the people who really wanted it to keep working with them. You have to work with people based on their effort. You match people's effort. Never invest more in someone than they're willing to invest in themselves. True that, right? You've heard this before. In our plan, and you heard Nina say it this morning, building with builds your commission check. Building depth helps build security. The volume that's closest to you is the volume that you make the most money on, so why wouldn't you want to continually sponsor? How many of you want to grow your commission check? Right! So we need to continue to build our width. One of the best pieces of advice I was ever given came from this stage many, many times. So you've probably heard this as well, but it's worth repeating. And the advice that I followed, that I hope that you will all, if you take one thing from what I say today, take this. Build your district to area maintenance, build your area to region maintenance, and build your nation, just keep building your nation. But build your region to nation maintenance. I think I skipped that. And if you do this, when someone promotes from your central, you're never going to feel stress. You're going to be able to help them and be really happy about it. You're not going to have to do backfill. This is the advice I followed because I heard it so many times, and I've never once had to use a performance account and never once had to use a pickup credit. It also helps you know where to focus. And that's the kind of business I want you all to have, is one that is based on strong centrals. Strong centrals. Another strategy, another piece of advice for building your team. When you sponsor a team member, please do not let them off the hook for a full calendar. I know it's really tempting when someone comes in, you're like, oh my God, finally somebody said yes. And you're like, all right, this is what you need to do to get started. And they go, well, all right, well, I booked one thing. And you're just like, yes, I'm so happy they're doing something. Don't let them off the hook. Your goal is to train them. How can you train somebody without spending time with them in their business? Does anybody know how to ride a bike? Right? Ride a bike, I can ride a bike. Can you teach somebody how to ride a bike? It's really pretty easy to explain it. You pull the handlebars, this dress is too tight, but you do that. Put a foot on the pedal, and then you try to push. But then something happens. The bike wobbles, you fall over, and why is that? You can't teach balance. You can't teach balance. You can only experience balance on the bike. The best teacher of any game is the game, and the best teacher of Arbonne is doing Arbonne. And so when someone comes on, I don't care if they want to earn a little extra money or a lot of extra money, you want to help them get in front of 30 people so that they can become trained. When you let people off the hook and you lower that bar, then they have to do backfill. Backfill is so much harder than starting with a full calendar. So start people with a full calendar. Don't do a disservice to your new consultants. And the sooner you help them sponsor someone, the better. I ask everyone that joins my team, who do you know that you could do this with? Because we could launch you together, and it's so much fun to do this with someone. Very, very simple, and you know how many times they go, oh yeah, I would love to do this with, and they have a few people already in mind. So you want to make sure that you're helping them sponsor right away, and you want to attach yourself to those who come in with the full calendar. I can tell you that all of my direct MVPs, Laura Harry, Susan Evans, Laura Fortner, Catherine Lutz, Lynn Flynn, all came in with full calendars. And they started to run, and they were like, all right, Dana, get out of my business, I got this. And while you're sponsoring, or while you're launching people and helping people, continue to have your own appointments and presentations so you can help find the next person direct to you. Always remember, attrition is a part of the business, it's a part of life. People quit things. It's important to acknowledge this, or you're going to do exactly what I did. And remember, when you sponsor people, you're not doing anything to them, you're offering a solution. You're offering an opportunity. And this is an incredible opportunity. The only way that you can fail is to quit. The only way. I had a regional vice president named Kelly. Kelly thought this wasn't working. And after she quit the business, underneath of her promoted a nation, another region, and that was 10 years ago. Imagine she had the opportunity to become an EMVP. 10 years of EMVP income. Imagine she walked away from that because she wasn't willing to wait. She wasn't willing to give it enough time. Successful people in Arbonne do two things. They give it enough time and they talk to enough people. That's the only difference between me standing up here and you standing up here. Winning is paying the price, and this is true for anything worth having. Would you agree? Health, fitness. The question is, are you willing, Arbonne? Are you willing? And I promise you, if you are, it is so worth the price. This journey, it is worth it. It is worth it. Just stay the course. Even if you don't think it's working, keep going, because one day it will work. Thank you.